My name is Benjamin Akakwa. Welcome on Joy News today. Coming up, 6 injured in a second train crash in the western region. We'll take you live to the Sekondi in Konongo railway crossing where the incident happened for all the latest. Vaccine hesitancy is mitigating against national efforts to get a good number of the population fully vaccinated before the close of the year. We'll bring you the Northeast region's case as it misses its target for the year despite the availability of vaccines. Now, the Liberation Circle and other principal streets of Accra have been transformed with lights ahead of the Christmas and New Year celebrations. We'll hear from one of the people behind the annual beautification project who says most of the designs were locally made. We also have business, sports, world news and showbiz updates, all to come in this hour. Do stay with us. We'll be right back. Now, on to our first story. And a second train crash in the western region within a space of 4 days has left residents puzzled at Kintampo. Tuesday's incident saw a tipper truck colliding with a manganese haulage train at around 7:30 p.m., leaving at least 6 persons injured, according to eyewitnesses. Assembly member for Konongo, the Kintampo electoral area, Anthony Ephraim, told Adum TV News correspondent that the driver of the tipper truck attempted speeding across the railway crossing at Sekondi in Kintampo, ignoring warnings that the train was approaching.
I ended the around 7:30 going in. And now, me war public toilet be a messing for Friday, you boy in tea. Easy to maybe or air cleaning spinner at you. And to meet the pole. And to meet the pole, no, now I'm only a Jim catcher one day. No, train in accident. Train abo car. No, be say miss no sound no bad no. The mazino ampa. Maybe no na men ko come off with binima ba. Na ampa so train no abo car. Car no my GC 723-21. I say born for one car. Okita ahia na ni abona abato this year baby a train bomb Mississippi for one attribute about train the same place na wa boda me kan so abato na me no kasi ya train no esifom enim na esifom oye train na asam na osi wo manson de ko ango no osi no train na okaye ni okasolve them problem wo no nti olbasen back akwadwumem na the main incidents no osi. It's the same train now cause of a problem on the same train as now when your problem no aha. Oben them make hospital no. Na me go for no odi kan me be on one call hospital. Nti me go na 6 2-year driver and mate. Na race for so 4. Yeah, but ne pay me call one na got to race for 4 no e including with train driver na lankasa. But driver no car driver no any mate no man got one the senate for no say what dispatch ibinum any dey nifa no dispatch na bi money e fine to dispatch ibinum man ne pay order about for dress nti dem na okesi ne pay mo kono.
Well, the injured, which included the driver of the truck and 1 other passenger and the conductor of the train, are receiving treatment at the Kwanta Hospital. Correspondent Lord Teria joins us live with more. Lord, do share. Tell us about the mood in Kintampo following this incident. What is the mood there?
Now, residents of Kintampo are living in a state of frustration because this is the 3rd time in this year that there has been a train accident on that particular stretch. So what residents are saying is that they are pleading with authorities as a matter of urgency to construct speed ramps in order to curb the increase of road accident, train accident on the stretch.
Right. And we notice in this incident that the assertion is that the driver was trying to speed, get ahead of the train. Can you confirm whether this is in fact the case?
Yeah, according to the assemblyman who spoke with us, that's what he was saying, that the driver, the tipper truck driver, was coming on a top speed. Upon the signal driver asking him to stop, he didn't stop and he crossed the rail line and the train also came and he crashed.
And so on the back of this, apart from these, control measures, the speed ramps and all of that have been mentioned, are there any other measures you've heard of from officialdom, authorities, that are going to be put in place to forestall any other accidents, as we have had 3 in just this year?
Yeah, we tried as much as possible to speak to officials of the railways company, but none of them answered to our call.
And so far, the railway company is not willing to, consult on this matter or give any information as far as this crash is concerned.
Exactly so, at the moment.
Right. And how about those who have been hospitalized or those who have been injured? What is their state currently?
As for the time we were leaving the scene, 2 has already been discharged and the other 3 are still under treatment at the Fairfield Regional Hospital.
Right. Lord, thank you so much for bringing us the scoop on this one. We'll keep tabs on that situation from there. That's in Konongo. Well, let's get into our next story now. Unsuspected armed robbers have gunned down a mobile money vendor and stolen an undisclosed amount of money at Konongo in the Ashanti region. The 2 armed men, according to eyewitnesses, shot him in the chest after he refused to give them a bag containing money. Meanwhile, the Regional Police Command has promised a reward for anybody who would volunteer information leading to the arrest of the suspects. Lava FM's Erastus Asari Donko will join us later for details of this story in that community. But let's talk now about COVID-19. And the Northeast region has missed its COVID-19 vaccination target of 381,701 persons for the year. The region currently, as of the 20th of December 2021, had vaccinated only 115,221 people after taking delivery of a total of 160,226 doses of all types of COVID-19 vaccines. The percentage of all persons who have so far taken at least 1 dose is 30.2%, and 16.9% are persons who have fully completed the COVID vaccination. The Regional Health Director, Dr. Abdullahi Abubakari, speaking at a media engagement in the capital, Nalirigu, attributed the situation to hesitancy towards the vaccines and inadequate COVID-19 education in some parts of the region. There is more in the following report.
Dr. Abdullahi also provided details on the time and number of doses received since from March this year when the vaccination started in the region.
As we all know, the month of December had been declared as a month of COVID-19 vaccination. And so we took delivery of 8,500 doses of AstraZeneca, 43,200 doses of Johnson & Johnson, 13,902 doses of Pfizer, and 6,160 doses of Moderna. All this for the month of December.
The regional director disclosed that the region couldn't achieve its vaccination target for the year despite receiving over 160,000 doses of all types of COVID-19 vaccines.
Mr. Chairman, the Northeast region has a COVID vaccination target of 381,701. And currently, as at yesterday, 20th December 2021, the region has taken delivery of 160,226 doses of all types of COVID-19 vaccines and vaccinated 115,221 persons. The percentage of all persons who have so far taken at least 1 dose of COVID vaccine stands at 30.2%, and 16.9% are persons who have fully completed the COVID-19 vaccination. I would therefore like to state that we still have some stock of COVID-19 vaccine on our hands. Currently, we have about 16,133 doses.
Dr. Abdullahi ended his address by calling on all, especially members of the Public Health Emergency Management Committee, the media, chiefs, queen mothers, pastors to support in getting the rest of the population in the region vaccinated.
Before I take my seat, kindly permit me to re-emphasize that the current biggest health threat, as we all know, to our survival on this planet is this COVID-19 pandemic. But fortunately, we now have the vaccine for it. So I would like to make a passionate appeal to all our community members who have not yet taken the vaccine to get vaccinated. The vaccine is free and protected. So let's make it our civic duty and responsibility to get vaccinated, as well as advocate for the vaccination of all our loved ones who are eligible for the vaccine.
Elias Sutanko reporting.
Really? When was that February?
Well, let's get back to that story about a suspected armed robbery where robbers supposedly gunned down a mobile money vendor and stole an undisclosed amount of money at Konongo in the Ashanti region. As we know it, the two armed men, according to eyewitnesses, shot the man in the chest after he refused to give them a bag containing money. Meanwhile, the Regional Police Command has promised a reward for anybody who would volunteer information leading to the arrest of the suspects. We're joined now by Erastus Asare Donko, my colleague with Love 99.5 FM. Erastus, do tell us, so what is the latest on this development? Any confirmation about who the robbers were in this instance?
Well, currently we do not know the identity of the assailants. What we do know about them is that they were two armed with a gun, and they shot the deceased in the chest. And when you look at where the deceased, Edward Jemfi, who is 47 years old, works about 200 meters from where he lives, and he parks his vehicle 50 meters from his residence. And as he was walking towards the house, just about entering the house, he was accosted by two men with a gun, according to eyewitnesses, and they asked that he brings the bag containing an undisclosed amount of money. In fact, we are being told this by some of his siblings who sleep in a room behind which he was shot. And so they had a conversation going on. They asking him to bring the money, and he saying, refusing and telling them that, no, I will not give it to you. That was where they heard the loud bang, and they came out to realize that he was on the floor in a pool of blood with a gunshot hole to the chest. And the bag of money was taken, where other amounts cash in his pocket, but they were not taken. His car keys were in there, they were intact. But then he was gasping for breath and murmuring something, but his wife said he couldn't hear what exactly he was saying. In fact, he left behind 4 children. The youngest of them is 2 months, and the police have been here to the crime scene. They've spoken with the family. They are promising a reward, a cash reward for anybody with information leading to the arrest of the suspect.
As far as the police is concerned, have they given any indication that they are getting any positive feedback from members of the community? Any leads so far?
Well, I would think that is early days yet. The regional police commander himself and his team of crime scene personnel were here to assess the crime scene and to speak with the family. They are yet to give any indications of any possible clues leading to the arrest, but for now, they are requesting that the people of Abosomtweja, a suburb of Konongo, and the whole of Konongo Township should volunteer information to assist the police in unraveling the mystery behind this killing.
Erastus, finally, what has been the mood in the community? How have the people reacted?
The people are shocked. In fact, many of them have gathered here at the crime scene where there are pools of blood still here. They are saying that they have not witnessed something like this before, where somebody has been gunned down in cold blood like that and his items taken. They've witnessed thievery in various sections of the community, but to this extent where somebody has been shot dead,
this is the first time they are witnessing something like that. And so many people have gathered in groups here talking about it, and they are expressing shock as well. They also speak of lack of street lights within this Abosuncheja area. They say that there is a faulty transformer here. So yesterday, around the time when the incident occurred, they had power outage, and so the whole place was dark. And perhaps if the place was lit up, the deceased could have done something about it, or could have the suspect could have been seen by somebody.
Well, sad situation there. Erastus, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on that development. Erastus Asari Donko, my colleague from Love 99.5 FM. Let's go back to some news about COVID-19. And the Bono East Regional Health Directorate is instituting new measures capable of increasing the number of persons vaccinated across the region, with more attention on those in the rural areas. The move, according to the Regional Director of Health Services, Dr. Fred Adomako-Boateng, is to ensure the region attains its target of vaccinating at least half of the region's population. He charged the people to stay away from partying with strangers this Christmas season, as well as avoid crowded places. There's more in the following report by Anas Sabit.
Cumulatively, the Bono East region had recorded a total of 2,558 COVID-19 cases, with a case fatality of 2.5. The region, according to the Regional Director of Health Services, Dr. Fred Adomako-Boateng, has been able to vaccinate about 30% of its targeted population, with a greater percentage of this figure coming from the urban areas.
The total population that are eligible for vaccines in Bono East is 730,700. And as we are speaking, we have received almost 446,488 doses of vaccines of all types, in which we have been able to administer about 312,000. So if you look at those who have gotten their first doses, it's almost about 30%. And then if you are looking at those who are really fully vaccinated, the percentage is 10.1. If you look at Chiman Municipal, you look at Kintampo North and Accra, so those were our epicenters for the region. I mean, these three districts were accounting for 77% of all the cases that we got.
Authorities are, however, adopting new strategies capable of increasing the percentage of persons vaccinated to help curb the spread of the pandemic.
The strategy that we are employing for this by the end of this year is that at least not less than 50% of 730,000. In fact, we are targeting about 70% of these to be vaccinated. What are we going to do? We are going to increase the teams. Apart from the static areas that we have, we are going to ensure that we form a lot of teams so that we can do mobile outreaches. And mind you, these are also running certain. They wake up early in the morning, go to their farms, and also do other things, come to the major cities to trade, and then they go back. How do we manage to meet them? So one should be different. That is what we are looking at, apart from the static areas that everybody in the district, they know.
Dr. Fred Adomako-Boateng charged the people of the region to avoid crowded areas this festive season and adhere strictly to the laid down protocols to avoid surge after the Yuletide.
This Christmas, if the person is not your close relative, you are not staying, don't party with that person. No. We have to limit numbers. And then we have to avoid what? Crowded areas. Even if you are going to have all these activities, please, it should be open. So, and the hand hygiene, we shouldn't forget that, because these are tried and tested. In the fight against pandemic outbreaks, most of the time, the victory is won with basic preventive mechanisms: hand hygiene, masking, social distancing. And these are the easier and the low-hanging fruits that we can pick.
Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit. Kintampo.
Staying in the Bono East region, health authorities in the Kintampo North municipality are embarking on a door-to-door vaccination exercise in order to have more persons receive the jab. Anas Sabit again has more in this report.
With the Kintampo North municipality being one of 3 municipalities contributing to over 70% of the cumulative COVID-19 cases recorded across the Bono East region, health authorities in the area are mapping out strategies capable of reducing the spread of the pandemic. The Directorate, as part of its vaccination plans, is embarking on a door-to-door vaccination exercise to have more people receive the jabs. Municipal Director of Health Services, Dr. Collins Boateng, told Joy News that the move is an attempt to achieve the municipality's quest to get its targeted population vaccinated.
Due to the high number of COVID-19 cases in 2021, the Municipal Health Directorate employed numerous strategies to curb the rising numbers. But we are not there yet. I promise to attain 75% of our target population that must be vaccinated by the end of the first quarter of 2022 with your support and hard work. It was clearly a challenge in the beginning as people were not turning up for the vaccination. So my staff, together with me, use a strategy where we have to do house-to-house vaccination, or someone will say door-to-door.
Now, this afternoon, the Ghana Health Service says it is working with the Ghana Tourism Authority to enforce its latest restrictions on large indoor events. This is in spite of the pushback by the event organizers who say it is too late to cancel their shows. Listen to some of them.
Oh, we cannot change the venue because you see, again, even outdoor venues come with their own set of challenges. I can even tell you that at a lot of these indoor events, before they start, there are videos that are played that preach all the protocols. They go through all the motions from the entrance. There are temperature guns from the security checkpoint. There are hand washing stands. There are sanitizer stands. Every time they step out and they are coming back in, they sanitize again. And all through, they keep their mask on.
With it being too late to cancel, in some regards, yes. But are we well prepared for the pandemic and anything that may spread from it? We are also well prepared. They would rather that we have an event like Explosion of Joy outdoors. A lot of these firms, we make payments very early. So for a place like National Theatre, you are paying a long time. It's not now you go tell them, say, oh, I did try cancel. We appreciate the suggestion. It's a beautiful one having it outdoors. But right now, I don't think it's a feasible one because a lot of payments have been made, especially for venues. So for example, what we go tell National Theatre? You get where I'm coming from. So the likes of Uncle Eboha, all these people who are, you made an announcement about Latif Abubakar, he's also having us at the Nat Hall. What would you tell someone like that whose event needs to be done indoors? The Hamatan is moving mad now, so how will we do it?
Let us hear now from Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumabwaje, who spoke earlier on the Super Morning Show.
We are encouraging only open door events as short as possible, and so we have a team that is working with the tourism board, but as much as possible, everybody must avoid an indoor event.
But Dr. Kumabwaje, there are a lot of indoor events being advertised. What is going to happen? I mean, you've talked about you teaming up with the Ghana Tourism Authority. What are you going to do now? Yesterday there was an indoor event. There will be indoor events, on the 24th, 25th, 26th. What are you going to do about these indoor events?
Well, we'll recommend that you do it in an open space for the sake of all Ghanaians.
If it can't,
we are working with tourism board, who are the authority to engage such people and also give them. And we are working very closely together.
So if it can't be done in the open space around that time, will the event still come off?
I say we will continue to engage.
Yes, but I want to understand something. So as you engage...
Well, it's in the interest of all of us that such an event doesn't take place. But I say that we are not going to say, by all means, don't do it. We have the process of engagement and providing alternatives for such events to take place.
Alternatives. And the alternatives will be change of venue.
An open space.
An open space.
Where it's safer. Where we feel all to be safer.
Okay.
Let's go now to the Upper West region, where Commander of the Ghana Police Service, ACP Peter Ndekugri Anabugri, has assured the people of the region of ensuring a crime-free Yuletide. He said personnel in the region are prepared to work to ensure that criminals are smoked out of their hideouts. ACP Ndekugri gave the assurance this morning after personnel engaged in a route march dubbed Show of Force. Joy News' Upper West correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from Wa.
The personnel, smartly dressed for major occasion, were divided into groups and spilled into the principal streets in the heart of the Wa township. They engaged in brisk walk, hop from one end of the road to the other, guns pointed to the sky, amid singing on top of their voices. Led by the Upper West Commander of the Ghana Police Service, ACP Peter Ndekugri Anabugri, and a dozen of other senior police officers, the presence of the personnel is felt by the over 200,000 residents in the Wa municipality. The personnel finally converged at the Upper West Region's Command Headquarters after 2 hours of the route march and addressed by the Region Chief Security Officer, ACP Peter Ndekugri Anabugri.
We are up and doing. We are up to the task. We are ready before, during, and after the festive period. And so they should be assured that we are going to protect them. They are going to go about their businesses without fear and panic. And that is why this route march this morning. So I don't have much to say. What I want to say is that the morale was very high. And this is a sign that all of you are well prepared and you are ready at any time, anyhow, anywhere to combat or weather the storm.
He said the police are prepared to work above themselves to ensure that all criminals and their elements are smoked out from their hidden holes.
We are not just normal police. We are practical and reliable and trusted Ghana police. And we are ready to give the public what they deserve from the police or what they demand from the police. And what they demand is safety of their lives and their property. And so this route march is a show of force for the time for them to rest assured. You were following and you heard what the public were saying. They were being encouraged, they were happy seeing us in our numbers. Then they will get to say, oh yes, the police are up and coming. And for that matter, they will sleep soundly, they will walk about freely, and they do everything, whatever they want to do, they will freely without fear or panic.
The Upper West Region's police commander noted that crime rate in the region has gone all-time low, assuring the public that they will do the needful to ensure that the region remains peaceful.
You and I are here. You know what is happening. It's as cool as ice water. The town is as cool as ice water. I'm not exaggerating West. I'm not managing West. And I'm telling you the truth, and you know the truth, that Upper West is as cool and is one of the most peaceful regions in the country. This one is on media. I am not telling lies. They know. Upper West is the most peaceful region in this country. And I want to assure them it will continue to be the peaceful region until the kingdom comes. We are not ready and we are not prepared to allow any mischance to take this region for granted. And so we are out and we are ready to face the criminals boot to boot.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
Well, for a while, let's come now to Accra. And it is just 2 days to Christmas and the annual beautification of the Liberation Circle and other principal streets of Accra with lights is back. Now, one of the people behind the transformation of the capital into a city of lights, CEO of Jandel Limited, Afi Amoro, says most of the materials and designs used for the lights were locally made. She spoke to Joy News at the launch of a ceremony to the hashtag Light Up Accra.
Joy, peace, happiness, love, all these are positive things. Let's dwell on the positive things rather than drown ourselves in the mundane, because to every cloud there is a silver lining. Yeah, you'll be seeing Christmas related designs, but the beauty of it is that we have manufactured these things ourselves over here with hard working artisans, and we we are very happy that the foreign component has not been too heavy. And we have also Ghanaianized some of the products. If you go to the Ridge Runabouts, you'll find that a young man has used plastic bottles to create a Christmas tree. We gave him exposure, and this is what we want to do. We want to expose talents, young talents who come with that mentality of doing Ghana to make Ghana great, to make Greater Accra great. So when anybody has any assets, we are willing to look at your concepts and help you to give the platform for you to do what you are doing.
Well, also at the event was the Greater Accra Regional Minister Henry Quartey, who urged the populace to create long-lasting memories this festive season.
This year's event promises to give Ghanaians a spectacular and exciting experience. This December, the Regional Coordinating Council, in partnership with Messrs. Jandel Limited and Malinlo, will light up the capital with beautiful illumination across the streets of Accra. The Light of the City 2021 will enhance the Christmas celebrations as a high point for the festive season and bring excitement within the city. All lights go up in Accra as we mark our Christmas season memorable with our friends and family. We are bringing you the best experience you have been waiting for in a livable city such as Accra. I will therefore urge the people of Greater Accra and even beyond to pin the fun and create beautiful and long-lasting memories at this year's event.
Do stay with us as we take a bit of a breather. When we return, we bring you business news.
Good afternoon, welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. The Crops Research Institute of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research has received approval to release 2 new tomato varieties for cultivation here in Ghana. This follows years of research by scientists from the Institute with financial support from the Korean Program on International Agriculture and the Government of Ghana through the Obatampa Cares Program. Here's more.
Certified seeds of new varieties which have been christened CRI Kobna Kobna and Copia Tomato would be available next year to enable farmers to have access for cultivation. The new varieties took 55 days to mature, unlike the current varieties which took approximately 80 to 90 days to mature. Dr. Michael Kwabno, a senior research scientist at CSIR, said, a yield per hectare is 20 tons, 3 times the yield of the current varieties, which normally would produce 7.5 and 10 tons per hectare. Addressing farmers at a training workshop on the cultivation of the new tomato at Akomadan in the Offenso North municipality of the Ashanti region, Dr. Osei, the lead researcher, said the new varieties would enable farmers to produce the quality and quantity of tomatoes Ghana needed for both domestic and industrial use.
So as a research institute mandated to work on tomato, we started working on tomatoes to actually get some varieties released. Went through a process we call pure line selection, and so we picked the line for our own farmers field, took them to our research institute and began to work on them. As I speak, we have received approval to release 2 of these varieties, and then they agreed to name it CRI Kwabna Kwabna and then Copia Tomato. Now, unique about this variety is that 1, it's early maturing. That is, it takes 55 days after planting to see it mature, which is earlier than the local farmers, the one that the local farmers have been growing, which take between 80 to 90 days. And so we say it's early maturing. 2, the yield is very high. We are recording 20 tons per hectare, which is twice or thrice what the farmers are getting. Farmers are getting between 7.5 to 10 tons per hectare. And so our variety is yielding very high. And that's where in both major and minor season, But of course, you need to get a good agronomic practices to get the potential of the varieties. Apart from this, our variety is tolerant to certain disease. More importantly, what we call tomato leaf blight. So we're looking at both the early and late. So in the rainy season where we have high incidence of this disease, our variety is able to tolerate it. So despite the symptoms that you see on the field, we still get appreciable yield. And so it makes our variety tolerant to leaf blight. Again, in terms of brace is total soluble solids. This is one requirement that most tomato processing factories look at. Our variety is given between 6.3 to 6.8 brace. What it means is that the total soluble solid is very high. The standard is usually between 4.8 and above. And so we believe it makes our variety a dual purpose, which means both the fresh market and the processing factory can use it.
Mr. Lim Yong-taek, the Korean ambassador to Ghana, said achieving greater self-sufficiency in tomato production with enhanced productivity had become one of the urgent national tasks for the government. It was the reason COPIA and the CSIR-CRI embarked on a joint research to breed improved varieties of tomato that were adaptable to the Ghanaian market.
To disseminate the new varieties to the Ghanaian farmers, so we continue to support in that regard.
In other news, Vivo Energy, operator of the Shell Fuel brand, says it will intensify its digitalization process and service delivery at its pumps across the country. This, according to the acting managing director, Randolph Dome, is to ensure convenience and efficiency for customers and retailers. There is more in this report. Over 50 retailers were awarded at the 2020-2021 Retail Awards and Dinner Dance. Retailers were entreated to embrace digital channels in service delivery. The company added that it would continue providing good service delivery to customers. Here's acting managing director for Vivo Ghana, Randolph Dome.
Vivo Energy's retail business started its digital evolution a few years ago. And with the current global demand for businesses to join the digital ecosystem, we seek to entrench what we have already started. Hence, the theme for this year's Retail Awards, Embedding Digital Change for Growth. The digitalization of our systems will offer you, our retailers and frontline staff, convenience, efficiency, real-time access, and visibility over station operations, irrespective of time and location.
This year's awards was under the theme Embedding Digital Change for Growth. James Ishen's report for Joy Business. And we have more business news coming up at the top of the hour on the marketplace. Up next is Sports with Ureku. Stay tuned.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the sports segment with me, Rick Wampofo. Head coach of the Black Stars, Milovan Rajevac, says no FA official interfered in his decision to name a provisional squad of 30 players for the AFCON, which happens in 2021. 5 locally based players have been handed invitations as well as 4 debutants. According to the Serbian trainer, the players were selected purely based on merit.
Ja sam bio po Evropi, pratili smo sve igrače, moji saradnici, svi smo znači pratili igrače i jednostavno odlučili smo se za ovu listu. Mislimo da je u ovom trenutku trenutna lista u redu i normalno idemo, drugi step je idemo na pripreme i tu ćemo vidjeti i tim i kako i sve da se odradi za African Cup of Nations.
Not only last few days, the whole period behind us, maybe more than 1 month, was the only focus was on monitoring the players and assessing their form and finding the best solution. So it's never easy, you know. Many of them, they deserve to be here, so to make decision like this is never easy. So we hope that, you know, this is the best at this moment, and that these guys are, I absolutely believe these guys are ready to deliver and they are ready to fight for their country and to do the best they can.
i u mom poslu je uvek tako da sam normalno sa stručnim štabom donosim odluke da se dogovaramo, ali normalno zadnje naše niko nam se ne meša. Mislim da smo svi u dobrom šepu, da imamo zajednički cilj i da svako radi svoj posao, tako da normalno da ja radim svoj posao i da se sigurno niko ne meša u to, ali dobro je čuti sve, tako da od uvek je tako bilo kad sam ja u pitanju.
Nobody interfered my selection this time, not same thing was in the past. Also, I always talk to my assistants and I talk to the people in the federation. We always have fruitful discussions about something, and we have good communications, but nobody is interfering. At the end, I'm the responsible and I pick my team, so nobody put any pressure on me. So this squad is the squad that I decided about together with my assistants.
Jedino ja odgovaram za rezultat.
The Black Stars are scheduled to begin camping in Doha later today. But let's do some boxing, where WBO junior lightweight champion Joshua Wahab is in the final stage of preparations ahead of his December 25th title defense. We have more details for you in the following Joy Sports report.
Joshua Wahab trains day and night, fine-tuning preparation for his title defense on Christmas Day. He is the current holder of the WBO Africa Junior Lightweight title. Wahab is impressed with his fitness level ahead of the big bout.
My fitness level is 100%. Even I can say maybe 120%, because I don't wait for them to give me fight before I start prepare. I always get myself always ready, 100%. So me doing this thing today, just like I'm just doing training. I'm ready. If they say the fight is tomorrow, I'm ready.
Joshua Wahab expects a tough test as he comes up against Tanzania's Jackson Maliyingi on December 25.
I respect every boxer. There's no boxer that puts in front of me that underrates. He's a very good boxer. I watch a couple of his fights on YouTube, and I can see he's a very sharp guy. So we've worked on him, me and my team. The work is done already.
The bout is being put together by Ace Power Promotions. Isaac Iduamankwa is general manager.
For boxing fans who were at our event on the 16th of October, they realized that we produce some of the best fights in town, and our parents are always mouth-watering. This time it's not exception. We have put together one of the best pairings you can ever find, and it's a WBO junior lightweight title defense. And as you saw Oluwaseun Wahab display here, it tells you that he's ready, he's in good shape, and we expect boxing fans to come and enjoy. We have put together a very exciting package, and we are ready to entertain them on Christmas Day. We expect that the event won't be very long, to be very, very short, but full pack with exciting fights on the night.
That's how we wrap up. For sports, you can get some more sports stories on myjoyonline/sports, or follow us on social media at Joy Sports GH. My name is Oric Wampo.
Welcome back. Now, the annual Joy FM party in the park comes off on the 27th of December 2022 at the Ibri Botanical Gardens. Head of programs at Joy FM, Edem Naite, sheds more light on the change of location and what to expect at this year's event to be held in the Eastern region. She spoke on the show.
We have been in Accra for so long, and so would like to give ourselves and our audiences especially a totally new experience. That's why we are doing the Iburi Botanical Garden. Our audiences are very excited about the move, you know. It gives the children, the family, a bit of a travel experience. So we drive all the way up to the hill, have our picnic, and come back. So you got it right. It's the Joy FM Frightle family party in the park. That should tell you that it's double the fun and double the excitement, because it's no longer just Joy FM organizing it, but we're doing this with Frightle. Again, you got the 27th right from morning, from 10 a.m. through to about 6 p.m. we will be at the Iburi Botanical Gardens. And what are we going to do? It's just a family party. So come with daddy, the children, mommy, aunties, uncles, grandparents, everybody. We're expecting everybody to be there. Let's talk about the games. You know, the children of these days, they're used to the PSs and all of those. You want to teach them the games that we used to play back then. So the Juloke police will be there.
Okay. That's exciting. That's very exciting.
We will play Alikoto. We will play Owari. All the outdoor games that we used to enjoy back in the day. We're going to be playing it with the children. And of course, some of the very contemporary games as well. And then we are also, what's also different this year is the fact that we want to have a picnic feel to party in the park. And so we're asking people to come with their mats. If you have those big umbrellas, you can bring them along, because you're going to have designated areas. Sit down with the umbrella over your head on the mat. We eat there. We have all the fun. Go and play. The bouncy castles will be there. If you're able to cook your food and carry from home to Iburi, we're excited. If not, we still have food vendors there.
And that's a lot to look forward to at the 2021 Fun Time or Family Fun Time in the park. Now, singer Efia has hinted she is planning something extraordinary for her fans next year. The songstress said she loved her fans and she had not forgotten them. In an interview with Becky, Efia said there was so much to give to her followers.
You know, the thing is, we're working on something amazing. And as soon as it becomes what it is going to become, you guys are going to love it. But you know, I'm playing almost all the shows. So catch me. We're doing Beam, Rapaholic, Shatawale. We're doing it all because, you know, we're supporting our people. There's a lot of people in Ghana now, and we're giving them new music. I just dropped a new song with some Nigerians who are my brothers. So, sorry. Go check out Heavy. It's on my timeline. Yeah. But now that we started, we won't stop. So more music coming.
Well, and here is multiple award-winning musician Martin King Arthur, popularly known as Kofi Kinata, sharing with Joy News what it is like being in the limelight.
What's the hardest part of being a celebrity, Kofi?
The fact that you have to satisfy everybody, and the fact that you can't be yourself. Yeah, sometimes you can't be yourself, and it's hard. Yeah.
There's a good side to it. God has given you a beautiful talent, but then there are, you know, so many things that comes as a good thing. Can you share that with me?
Yeah, the good side, some of the privileges that comes with it. Yeah. Sometimes, even in a queue, you will skip a queue. They will just come and sort you out and leave the rest. So we have privileges. Yeah.
And that's how we wrap Showbiz and Joy News today for that matter. You can go to myjoyonline.com for more stories. And our top story this hour, COVID-19, 8 more deaths recorded, active cases on the rise as well. Stay safe, protect yourself, and ensure that you make it into 2022, God willing. My name is Benjamin Akakpo. Thank you for staying.